What's up, guys? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's me, Rodtheplanter. I'm here. I'm live. How's y'all's hump day going, man? How y'all doing? I'm doing great, man. I'm back in the studio, you know. There's a new little engineer setup we got, man. Me and the boy Ollie Manifesto. You know, we always getting into something. So we getting into some new shit, man. Making some beats, dropping some tracks. You know, working with the artists here in Austin. Hey, Ollie Manifesto in here, guys. Today it's gonna be a jam-packed show, man. We're gonna talk about some awesome, man. The Law of Polarity, man. It's a hermetic principle. It's a universal law. It's unescapable, unbeatable. It's working on you right now. It works all the time. And I'm gonna show you how to get on top of it. You know how to make it most beneficial for you. That's what this show is all about. You know, it's about taking the systems out in the world and making them work as efficiently as possible for you. So today, most of the show is going to be about Law of Polarity, and we're going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing, what we've been up to, drop some nuggets for you guys. I had a really great question come in on a post that I made today about investing on some things, so I'm going to drop an answer to that real quick. But, you know, nonetheless, I hope you guys are out there doing well, man. I hope you're making something happen. You know, I'm feeling a lot better than I was last week, man. I appreciate everybody who showed me some love, prayers out there for that. This is kind of leading to the reason why I came in on that Law of Polarity today. Hey, can you tell me I'm going to down a little bit? I feel like I got to scream! Hey, Vic the Titan, that's my shout out for today. Vic the Titan. Her name is Vic Chavez, man. Check her out, dog. She drops some fire ass bars. We're going to be at Run That Hip Hop tonight down at Dance Across Texas. Down here in Austin, Texas. If you're in Austin, come holler at us down on East Bend White. Gonna have a blast, man. I'm gonna be doing some dancing out there. We're gonna be getting our asses. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be getting hurt. And then, you know, just drinking, chilling, networking. You know how we all do. Make your fun work. You know, make your work fun. That's what I always say. Fun plus work equals creation. You know, so we're gonna be out there creating some things, creating some moments, creating some music, creating some good vibes, creating a future for ourselves. So I hope you guys are out there creating something, man. I really wish you guys would tell me about your plans. I've been hearing a little bit of some people have been coming to me asking me for some advice and wanting to work together on some projects. I get really pumped about that stuff when y'all come through, man, and ask me questions about that. The thing I noticed a little bit about was when people come to ask me questions is they don't seem like they're fully committed. You know, and this is just a rant I want to give you guys really quick to start off, but if you have a goal or a passion or just something that's itching you in the back of the head, like, man, this would be a good idea, you got to start planning on it. You know, just jump right in it. And I'm not saying cash in your finance, like, you know, I'm not saying cash in your retirement on this, on a whim or something like that. But what I am saying is, if you have a goal, or if you have even just the slightest inkling of an idea that something might be profitable for you, or that it could help you, man, to progress in this life and to move to the next level, you have to pursue that in some way. If it's always just something that you're thinking about, it's just kind of like, oh, it would be cool, or maybe I thought of this. It's never going to happen for you in that state, right? If it's ever going to become a manifest into reality, if you're ever going to start that business, if you're ever going to take on that fitness goal and succeed, if you're ever going to, you know, come out here and make your music, you have to hard commit to it. And what that means by hard committed is, like I said, it doesn't always have to be monetary. I know that's the thing that usually hangs people up. We're going to talk about investing here in a second. I wanted to answer this question from my girl, Sarah. Hey, shout out. About investing, it's not always monetary though, guys. Sometimes it means investing your time, investing your thought power, you know, and creating a plan. You know, and then when you have that plan, you're coming out, you're recruiting other people to get behind this plan, don't feel timid. Don't feel shy. I don't care if you don't have that plan worked out past the first 2 or 3 steps. You know, setting out an intention and telling people this is what I'm going to do will get people behind that, and they'll rally about that. They'll get excited about that, and they'll help you fill in the plan as you go. You know, that's what I love to do. That's what people come to me for, is I'm the plan guy. I'm the guy that helps people get dreams off the ground and to push and market things. And so if you come, I don't care if you're talking to me, if you're talking to smart people who are about investing, who are doing the things you're doing. If you're talking to your bum friends who ain't doing shit, they're going to tell you sweet idea, shitty idea, whatever. But if you come and you're talking to intelligent people who are doing what you want to do, or have the potential to do what you want to do, they'll have tips, they'll have tricks for you, they'll have techniques that you can use. It's all about building a system, guys. Once you build that system for yourself, it's just consistency. It's just about hammering that system over and over and over. So one thing I want to talk about with investing is, you know, I was talking to Post today Bitcoin hit close to about 1,800 bucks. And when I first started investing in Bitcoins, I got in at $400, like about 420. Hey, 420. No, I got in a little over 400. I know there's a lot of people who got in when they were like 10 cents, $10 a piece, and they're like millionaires now. That's great, man. But I see a lot of people now get discouraged because the Bitcoins are so high. They're at 1,800, and they're like, oh, well, I missed it. Not necessarily, guys, and that's just going to play into this idea of law of polarity. It plays in anything. Even when we talk about investing or in stocks and markets and anything. First of all, what investing is, guys, is just taking your money and putting it in a vehicle that's going to grow it. Most of us, when we think about keeping our money, we think about saving it. Like, if I save my money, I'm doing good. Well, really, you're not doing shit with it. You know, it's a neutral position for your money to be in. Yes, you have it, so it's not negatively flowing away, but it's also not creating growth. It's not positively doing anything. So instead of just stockpiling that money, what you do is you take it and you put it into some kind of vehicle that will produce more. Guys, there is a million, billion, trillion different ways to do this, okay? You know, and if you want to get involved, you want to get excited about it, first the thing I say is figure out what your plan is. You know, your grandmother invests, you invest, there's angel investors out here, and the only difference between all those people is their risk level. You know, there's risk that is inherently tied to investing, and this is another thing that keeps people out is they think it takes a ridiculous amount of monetary value to get into. Like, I got to put up $100,000 or $50,000. You know, that's true if you want to make a real roaring income, sustainable income. You know, nothing comes from nothing, but it doesn't take as much as people think it does, right? The biggest factor that I always tell people about investing is it does not have to do with the things that you get. If you focus on how much money you're making and it's only about the money you make, that's not what investing is about. What investing is about hedging against your risk, right? It's about finding something that is smart for you to put your money into. So things that you got to first evaluate before you ever start looking at what kind of vehicle you're going to put your money into is how big do I want to go? Am I trying to hit a home run? Do I want to smash? Am I willing to watch all my money evaporate in my face, but on the chance that it could go big and I can make 100% return on my profit, right? So somebody who has a lot of expendable income might be more interested in that because they can stand to lose that money. But there are other people, like I said, like maybe your grandmother invests, she can't stand to lose that kind of money. You know, that might be a retirement fund or something we've been working on for a really long time. Money that we depend on having. Well, there's still investment vehicles that you can invest in. Low risk CDs, you know, CD like bonds issued from the government that are backed by the government. They have a very low yield rate of maybe 1 or 2%, but they're stable as all get out. I mean, you pretty much just take it to the bank every time. So you first have to establish what's my risk level, like how much am I willing to risk out there, how much am I willing to lose? And once you made peace with what you're willing to lose, then you can start talking about what you're going to gain from that and how much returns you can expect on your investments. The one thing I just say is guys, it's a slow rolling game. You know, I think so many people get into investing because they think it's a get rich quick scheme. It's not. You know, it's about something that you plan and organize that it can just, like I said, rather than have money sitting around, it can propel you in the future. You know, so the question Sarah had to me, she was really smart. She says, I understand the value in investing. I know that it's something I should be doing, and it's absolutely something you should be doing. Guys, it is a necessity for any type of growth. You have to invest in whatever, you know, the farmer first has to plow and sow the seed. You have to invest the time, the water, the effort, the sunshine. You know, same with anything. If you want to get better in yourself, you have to invest in yourself. Your skills, your knowledge, your time spent learning what trading is and investments and just different vehicles. Start watching some Bloomington. You know, start watching some fucking money talks. You know, I'm not a big fan of pundits. I'm a technical trader. So that's another technique or another tip I want to give you guys if you're thinking about getting into investing is stay away from the fundamentals for now. You know, fundamental trading means trading based on businesses and their analytics and whether or not they're predicted to grow in their GDP. This is a lot of stuff I don't know, guys. Economics wise, I'm not the smartest cat. I know just enough to know that when I see Bitcoin, I say, man, that's going to be great. You know, that's going to be something that's going to grow and propel. So much of what I talk about in the show goes into investing, guys, and having the mindset for investing is you have to be able to see potential in things. You have to be able to see something and say, man, that's going to be a great idea, and not be afraid of the fact that it could fail. And so when I see Bitcoin, I saw it as a revolutionary technology. It's like internet for your money. you know? And I was like, dude, this is gonna change everything. And whether or not we can see it right now is beside the point, because a lot of people are slow to change, you know? So we're so stuck on our hand currency now, but I can see in the future things will be different. One day you will be flying in a motherfucking car. Everybody will, right? It's only inevitable. It's only nature that we continue to progress and to grow and advance. And so I seen an opportunity. I said, man, this stuff's going to go. And it has. It's been doubling, tripling, quadrupling. I just took my money out. But that was a fundamental trade in the sense where I saw Bitcoin. I said, this is valuable to the market. I know it will go up. And so I invested my money there. But what I do most of the time on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis is day trade or put my money in and out of the market based on technical analysis. So I study charts and watch the patterns of the chart. If you ever seen a stock chart or anything with little squiggly lines going up and down, well, those things aren't really random. They're predictable. A lot of what I'm talking about today, called the Law of Polarity, right? It goes into this, is that they're actually predictable. And so I study these charts and the patterns that reoccur in them. I have a set of rules that I have to abide by. So the charts have to do certain things and happen in a certain way for me to know if it's going to be a good opportunity for me to buy or sell a commodity. The commodity that I'm speaking in this case is currencies. I trade day currencies most of the time, which is like, you know, euro against the dollar, dollar against the yen, things like that. When they fluctuate in price, I buy and sell those depending on how they fluctuate. So, guys, that's just to say, Forex is a great way for beginners to get involved, but you know, you don't necessarily have to day trade. Maybe you don't like the in and outs of having to be in and out of that stuff on a day-to-day basis, or the time it takes to dedicate to watching that. So maybe you want to be more of like a long-term investor where you invest in something over years and then it produces a dividend. There's a million ways to get it, guys, but first you just have to figure out, what's my objective? Am I trying to make this my only source of income? Is this the way that I'm chasing financial freedom, which I always suggest, right, on the show? Is like, I believe that life, fundamentally, you have to have financial freedom. You know, if you want to find all the joy that there is to have in this life, time is your only real true commodity. And so if you're slaving away, if you're trading away all your time for your money, you know, you're killing yourself, because in the end, you can find money anywhere. It's practically laying on the ground, but your time never comes back, you know. So, drinking some Rebel Juiced IPA. It's a Sam Adams, and I'm an IPA fanatic. This one's a little tangy, it's good. Anyways, got Law of Polarity. This is what my show is about. I know I went on a side tangent about investment, but I know from the post, from everybody's comments on it, I know that was a value to you guys. Look, if I can give you any advice right here real quick, just go and start doing your research. You know, start learning the difference between stocks and day trading, long-term investing. Study other people who have been investors, Warren Buffett and them. And then what I'm going to tell you guys is, it's not as big and scary as you think it is. It's just a system like any and everything else. Even listening to me talk about it, you can tell that I'm not a subject matter expert on this stuff, but you can make money, and you can make money consistently. It just takes a little practice, a little time, and learning the terminology. If you've learned one new system, guys, this is what I'm so good at and great about, because I can help people grow in so many aspects, because once you've learned one system, you can learn any, right? If you've learned Spanish, you can start to learn Russian. It's the fundamentals that go into learning that are the same. The same as investing, guys. It sounds like mumbo jumbo now, because it's words like return on investment and yield and leverage and, you know, trading platform. But it's just about learning what all those things are and how they work, you know? And like I said, there's a level for everybody. There's a beginner. There's another great app out there. I don't use it, so I wish I could. Was it like Stash or something we saw, where you can do the like invest pennies or like your changes? So there's an app out there now that I've actually heard really good reviews about, and I'll try and post a link to it if I remember. It's called Stash or something like that. But you can make $5 little $10 investments a day or every 10 days. You know, you set it how you want to, and they break it down real easy, like I was just talking about are you looking for a long-term goal, or are you looking for a short-term goal? Do you want to, you know, and then you can create what's called a trading plan based off of what your goals are, and it's just a real easy way to get in and out and start getting some skin in the game. Guys, start today. Even if it's $100, $5, $10, $1 million, I tell you guys, the faster you start, the faster you can start reaping benefits. That includes investing in yourself. You know, watching the Rod the Planter show is value, guys. You are growing. You are learning. Everything that I use out here is a mindset to come out and create and build in this world, to start to carve a path out for myself and for you too. It's on this show. So I applaud you guys for investing in yourself and spending time with me, choosing to invest in yourself through me. I love it. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Law of Polarity. How is it working? How did I get so shiny new and brand new? I was sick and dying last week, but here I am, stunting, ready to go out and show my ass out tonight and run that hip hop. It's the Law of Polarity, guys. What is that? You said it 100 times, Rob. What is it? For every in, there is an out. For every left or right, for every black, there is a white. Right? It's just so true. Everything. Inside, outside, big, little, right? Every single thing in our world, and you guys can think it through your head right now. Try and think of anything that has an opposite, right? You can only get there because you were once here, right? It's a fundamental nature that you have to have both. Well, why is this, even though it seems so dummy and simple on a principle basis, why is it important? Well, it's important because so much of our experiences, right? So much of what we think, like investing, is hard, right? Building a rocket ship is hard. Creating a human mind, like out of scratch, like if I can just build it with little robotic pieces, that's something that seems hard to me, right? It's perspective, guys. This can change your perspective on anything and everything. Once you start to learn the necessity of the negative side of life, right, you can start to beat it. It's in everything, an atom, right? It has a positive charge or a negative charge, depending on its protons and electrons, but they all circle around the nucleus or whatever, right? That's the neutron, isn't it, right? The neutron's in the middle? Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm not a science buff. I'm a spiritual buff, you know? But science and spirit are actually crossing. They're talking the same language. And when I say that, is like I said, everything has a positive and a negative feel to it. A north and a south pole, left and right hemispheres of your brain. Every single thing seems to have an opposite that it works and coincides with. Even the way we learn or negotiate, the only reason that when we talk about investing or day trading, the only reason we don't know anything about it is because our brain doesn't have anything to compare it to. It doesn't have another experience that it can draw on that says, oh, we know trading, yeah, that was that and this and that. Our brain fundamentally learns on making comparisons of things that we don't know to things that we do know, right? And relating two things to each other. So this is yin and yang, you know, like the symbol of all Tao in a peace and balance, right? It shows that a black swirl and a white swirl with a dot in each side, right? And they never mesh, and but they're always contained next to each other, and they're side by side forever and ever. It's a necessity, guys. Your pain, your struggles, your setbacks, your shitty bosses, it's all has to be, okay? It all has to be. The funny thing about it is I'm going to teach you through the end of this lesson is it doesn't have to be bad, though. It doesn't have to be negative. Okay? All experiences are your experiences, man. It's your life. Your life is your life. It's never hard. It's never bad. It's never up or down, really. It's just a I made up this weird little equation the other day. It was pretty funny. I wish I could throw it up on something. I don't have the board. But it was L equals... I don't know, emotion times M or something. But it was like a cool little way to say, I always compare the law of polarity to the law of relativity, right? In science, and everything is relative to each other, same as polarity. And so I said, but your life is nothing but the sum of all of your moments, all of your experiences, right? The shitty boyfriends and girlfriends, the time you got that awesome job, the moment you were married, whatever, the sitting on your couch on a Saturday eating potato chips, right? Your life is the sum of all the moments multiplied by the emotion, right? It's intensified by whatever emotion you feel in that moment. That's why love is both the most beautiful and the most painful thing in the world, right? It's so amazing, and you feel just so up top and the most positive you can feel when you're deeply in love. But if that love is somehow tainted or ripped away from you or gone or whatever, you know, if that love isn't what you hoped or wished it would be, then it can be extremely painful and gut-wrenching and tear at your heart and feel like you can't even get out of bed. People go into depressions and stuff over losing people in our relationships. Well, how can that one experience, which is love, give us both that positive, super positive feeling and that negative feeling. It's the law of polarity, guys. In the sense of love in itself, love has no positive or negative feeling to it. Our lives and our experiences, the things I told you, have no bearing whatsoever. They're just the scale in which we measure things, right? So it's that emotion, when I say I multiplied by that emotion, that creates that positive or negative experience for you. Have you ever noticed like something can be terrible to somebody, but like I said, a blessing in disguise to somebody else? One man's trash is another man's treasure, right? It's because one of my favorite analogies of the law of polarity is poverty in America. People are stricken with poverty where they're sleeping in boxes, sleeping on the streets, or whatever the case may be, and our poverty rate is 30%, whatever, ridiculous, 2, 5, 6, 7, I don't pay attention. But, we got poverty. And we'll bitch and complain and moan as if our poverty is just wretched and we're losing everything. The bottom of America is falling out. Nobody can feed their families. It's a crisis. There's people in India who live off of $2 a day. 50 cents. Some people will be happy to see $6 this month. You see what I'm saying? You see how the scale widens so much? And so this is law of polarity and how we can beat it, guys. It's in our focus. It's what I'm going to teach you right now. It can broaden your scope of your little problems, your little struggles that you think are setbacks or holding you back, the reason you can't get up, the reason you can't make it, the reason you can't get to the next level or beat your finances or quit that shitty job, whatever. The reasons that you're creating, they're this big. It's about the size of a grain of sand. It is never hard for the universe to create a mountain or to erupt a volcano or to make the grass grow every single day, for it to rain, for it to shine. Dude, the creation is not hard. It's the universe, right? But our problem is, as humans, is we have to experience. We have to create our perception. We have to create it ourselves in our mind what that feeling is going to be. We assign the positive or negative. And so with that, guys, it works. It ties in hand with that law of attraction that we talked about so much in this show and you've heard about in The Secret, is the law of attraction is, are you somebody who's trained yourself to live in that negative vibe or that positive vibe? Because what you've trained yourself is what you get. The universe, the world, your circumstances aren't deciding whether or not your life is shitty or good. I don't care if you drive a Benzo or if your Honda Acura Accord 1997 is barely putting your ass to work, right? Both of those things are a blessing. Both of them are. God only works in good. Everything that is happening for you, for anybody right now, is in the greater good of that person, but how that person perceives it will make all the difference of how they experience it. Whether or not that experience is trash or treasure to them will all be in how that person perceives that moment. What are you going to assign it to? Your struggle right now, is your struggle because you're on the way to the come up? Is it something that was a necessity? I said I was in extreme pain and discomfort from my skin issue. My skin has to regenerate, so I have to essentially grow an entire new layer of skin. It's a painful process, but it's my body healing. So I'm getting better, but I'm in excruciating amounts of pain on the way. Is this a positive or negative experience for me? Well, because I trained myself to always believe that everything is working for me, not against me, because I stay in that positive flow and attract nothing but positivity to me, it is absolutely a positive experience. Is it painful? Yes. But is it hard sometimes? Sure. But I don't wake up every day thinking, oh, it's so hard. Oh, I'll never beat it, man. My life is fucked. I got this skin thing. And the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I'm going on 3.5 years and this has been afflicting my life. And they ask, well, when are you going to be better? Are you ever going to be better? I don't know. But I know that I see change and I'm looking and it's happening and I feel like one day it will happen for me. I stay in that positive mindset, and just like that, this week I'm back on my feet and I'm doing well. Will it swing the other way? Just maybe. That's my advice for you guys out here. If you watch the show, and I appreciate you checking out Law of Polarity, it works both ways. If you're on the top right now, enjoy that shit, love that shit, suck that shit in, and just make that your life, because your setback, your next obstacle, the thing that you have to overcome, a struggle, is right around the corner. The Law of Polarity is like that. It goes up and down like a frequency wave. You don't know how long the up will be. And day trading is the same. Bitcoin's at $1,800 right now, and I got out. People are like, but it's gonna go higher. I bet you it does. Bet you it goes 2,000. I don't know, but I'm out here because my trading plan says I'm out here, right? Because I also know that nothing goes straight the fuck up. Nothing goes straight up. It all goes up, down, up, down, up, down. The idea is to generally be trending in the right direction. So that's what you're like. Don't get so focused in, I'm set back for these 3 weeks, these 3 months, these 6 months. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you define that, that's how long you'll be set back. The universe doesn't know that, though. The universe might only have you set back for a day, for a minute, for a second. It's your perception that'll set it back 6 months because the plan didn't work out the way you thought it was going. Look, you just got to keep going. You just got to stay steadfast on that positive side of this is what I'm trying to manifest. And if I just stay on this positive scope of it, if I think that everything, whether it feels painful or exciting, is all working for me to move to this level, this thing that I'm focused on, and it is, I promise you it is. If you come over here, law of attraction will say, fine, negativity. Then it all setback, 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 failure, 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 you'll never make it, right? You'll just fall over again and again and again. But if despite all the things in the outside that seem like you're not progressing, you're not making it, Rod, you still haven't broke 1,000 followers on your subscribers or YouTube, whatever. You still haven't made 1,000. Yeah, but I'm at 800. I'm at 950 actually on Instagram. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 on 950. I'm that close, man. You know, it's polarity, guys. It's polarity. There has to be a north. There has to be a south. So you choose which one is more important in your life. You choose. If the scale is this wide, live at a happy 8, guys. That's why I said live at the happy 8. Don't ever go down to a 6. Make a 6 somewhere that's impossible for you to reach. 6, happy 6 is like me living in a shit shack in India. So there, you know, beat that every day. So that means if you're paying your rent, well, you better be at a happy 8. If you have the opportunity today, if you have your legs, your voice, your eyes, your ears, your fucking thinking brain, and Google. If you have those things, then thank God every single day, right? For the opportunity to continue to chase the next level. But it's not bad, guys. It's not hard. I know it feels painful. It has to feel that way. The law of polarity has to exist. I've talked about it before in the show. If you were happy all the time, would you know it? If you're happy and you know it, clap your motherfucking hands. If you know it though, not just you're lucky to be happy. If you're happy all the time, you would never know it. You would never have any pain to contrast to. If you never fucking failed, if you've never set back, if you've never felt struggled or I get so not upset but frustrated sometimes when I feel like my stuff isn't growing as fast as I want it to or should be. Dude, it all in due time and all season, right? In polarity, it has to happen. It's neither slow nor fast. It's all your decisions. So with that, guys, I'm going to leave y'all with a little 2-minute clip of what exactly I think the law of polarity is like. It's called a win-fail compilation. It's a little 2-minute win-fail compilation. I'll leave y'all with that, and it's going to show you the perfect example. I want y'all to think when you're watching this. I know you've seen a million of them, but as you're watching this, think about it. Every single one of those people who are on that fail are seconds away from being on the win. Right? It's nothing different but the guy who lands it and the guy who misses it, who's a fail and a win. The law of polarity. Sometimes you miss and sometimes you make it. But when they turn on the camera, right, you only got to make it one time. You can fail 100 times and delete all those and get it right once and boom. You know, that's it. Watch the video. It's both sides, yin and yang. Your life is the same, guys. You are strong. You are the flow, the current, the driver, the propelling force in your life. In mine, dude, I swear, if you want to change it, it's all coming down to you, and it starts with how you perceive these things. Don't make it hard for yourself. Don't make it hard for yourself. It's already hard. It's already relatively hard. You know, it already might feel hard and painful. Don't make it worse. Don't hype your situation up to be so grand and so great that the smallest of things can set you back, can ruin your whole day, can ruin your whole plan. You know, it could have been this big. Make sure your law of polarity is in perspective, right? I'm always constantly in my fight for consciousness trying to push my poles further and further. What my idea of cold is. You ever see niggas out here be 55 degrees and be like, I'm so cold? No, you're not. There are people who live in negative 15, negative 20 degree weather. You are not cold, right? It's your poles are this fucking big. Your perception, your perspective on life is this big. Widen those poles. Widen their ideas of what positive and negative are. It goes both ways. Don't not just negative. Push your positive. Don't have limiting beliefs. Don't have ideas that say I can't or this is the top for me. No, the top is wherever you push that. The universe knows no top. It only knows expansion. It only knows creation. Get with it. Create something. Expand today. Check out the win fail. Think about it like I said. Are you a winner or are you a failure? Hey, the decision's on you. The decision's on you. I tell you what, you'll be on the fail column if you never turn the camera on again. But if you turn it on, the next one you try, it might be the win. It might be the win. Everybody you see on these videos, they're trying something. They're doing something. And that's the key. It's not whether or not you fail or succeed. It's that are you taking the steps? Are you taking the steps? And are you taking them consistently? Over and over and over. Learn your system, perfect your system, be consistent, stay on the win side. I'm going to stay on the win side. I'll be always on the win side. We love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me, Rod the Planner. It's Wednesday. I'll see y'all next week. I promise you. Check me live tonight. I'm going to be on Get My Groove on.